Hey, Lakerland, Duncan here. Let's do a Laker rebuild. First and foremost, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the videos, comment in the box below, and hit that bell for more notifications. So with that being said, let's do a realistic, dominating Laker rebuild. Okay, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to start at the center position. So here we go. The very first thing I'm doing is I am signing center Nerlens Noel. And here's why. Because I believe I can get Noel for under 10 grand or 10 million. In fact, I think I can get Noel for about 7.5 million. He spent this entire season on the injured reserve list, basically unable to play. He had a surgery to his hand, not his legs. He's not. He can still run the court. This is actually a surgery that most players play through. The fact that he elected to have the surgery during the season tells me he does not want to be in Dallas. This could be a huge character risk for a lot of teams, and essentially I don't see a lot of teams wanting to pay him double-digit money having missed an entire season. So, I believe we can pull him in for about $7.5 million. This would give us roughly 58.5, maybe 58.5 million in cap space. Now, with Nerlens Noel at the helm, I'm willing to let Brook Lopez walk. And it's going to be tough because Lopez is a good player, but he's just simply not worth the money at this point. Noel's younger. He's an aggressive defender, aggressive rebounder, and with the guys we are going to have on this roster, he can finish in transition and he can finish at the hoop. So, honestly, he's going to add extra rebounds and extra shot blocks. Now, with Noel on board, we then would have Zubac and Thomas Bryant there to back him up. Now, let's move to the power forward position. Kyle Kuzma is a rookie, but he'll be back his sophomore season. He's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. He's going to have a little bit more experience under his belt, and he's going to be a little bit better his sophomore season. That's almost a scary thought given how good he's been so far. So I believe he has the potential to be a fringe star in the NBA. Julius Randle would back him up because I would use his bird rights or his player's option at $12.5 million. I'd bring Randle back, and I would bring Kuzma and Randle as my power forwards. I would also keep Deng. I'm not getting rid of Deng because he's opening us cap space in 19. So, Deng, instead, I would probably move over to the power forward reserve position. Somewhere he's a little bit slower now. He should be able to... This position should be a little bit better for him. Now, Brandon Ingram is going to continue being my starter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after Trevor Ariza to back him up. And I believe Trevor Ariza is a guy that you can get for about 10 to 10.5 million. So, right off the bat, I'm going right in there. I'm signing him to 10.5 million, and I'm saying that the Lakers are down to about 48 million in cap space. And again, I am willing to go over the cap space to sign Randle. So, we'll just with that notice. Now, with Ariza and Ingram at small forward, I can draft using the first round pick we got from Cleveland, I can draft another small forward. So with his $1 million contract, now you're talking about $47 million left. You're stacked in the 3, 4, and 5 position. You're good to go. Now, what you do in your guard position is you got Josh Hart. Josh Hart has been giving you about 15 points a game. He's a solid defender, giving good rebounds. He's becoming a solid player in the NBA. Maybe not a star yet, but a solid player. Now, backing him up, that's where things get crazy. Everybody's going to want to say Paul George. Okay, everybody's going to scream for Paul George here. And honestly, with $48 million, if you can get Paul George for 28, and you have Paul George and Josh Hart there, which I believe is possible, now you're talking about a $20 million left in cap space. You're talking about possibly one of the best small guard lineups in the league with George and Hart. Now you can bring Vanderblue in, or you can even bring Derrick Rose in on a minor $1.5 million contract, since all you really want him to do is score. Okay, I believe that he could find a place on this roster as a reserve or as a person that can come in and give points off the bench. Now, with $18.5 million to spend, here's where I go. Point guard position, you got Lonzo. Okay, but here's what I want to do. I want to bring in Isaiah Thomas. And I want to give him $10.5 million right off the get. What I believe this does is I believe he can still be a 20-point scorer in the NBA. 20 points a night. I believe him and Lonzo can make it work between sharing the reps at point guard and shooting guard. I believe then the Lakers could use that money they have left to help or save for 2019. In which case, you may be considering bringing in a Butler. And now, your Laker team has Lonzo Ball, a rising superstar, has Isaiah Thomas, who, if he's scoring 20 plus a night, can be an NBA star. You can bring Kuzma in, Alex Kuzma, or whatever his name is. He's a good young player, reserve, role player. You have Paul George, an all-star, a superstar. You have Josh Hart, a rising star. Derrick Rose, a former star. Brandon Ingram, a rising star. Trevor Ariza, a solid role player. A rookie, first-round pick, good role player. Randall, a solid player. Kuzma, a solid rising star. I mean, this team is outrageous. Noel's a good player. You could be a solid team. I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think about that rebuild? The Lakers could be dominating at that point. Quick, fast, scoring, defensive, extremely rebounding, extremely athletic. Tell me what you think. Please comment in the box below. Hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, everybody. Peace. Dunking out.